Hello, students. Let's continue our topic, living things and their home. Welcome back to Science Online Lesson. Okay, repeat after me, living things and their home. And I have a question. How we call environment or home where living things live? Habitat. Right, good job. Habitat. Habitat. Repeat after me, habitat. Habitat, the home or environment of an animal, plant, or any other living things. For example, desert, Arctic, forest, sea, etc. Right? One more time, read the definition. Habitat, the home or environment of an animal, plant, or any other living things. For example, desert, Arctic, forest, and sea. Okay, let's check. Where do they live? For example, where do camel lives? What is camel's habitat? Camel lives in the desert. So camel's habitat is desert, right? What about polar bear? Polar bear lives in the Arctic. Polar bear's habitat is Arctic. What about shrimp? Shrimp lives in the sea. Or shrimp's habitat is sea. Okay, what will happen? One more time, third time, I will ask, what will happen if we take camel and change his habitat? We change his habitat with shrimp and we put camel to the sea. We take polar bear and move him to the desert. And then we take shrimp and move shrimp to the habitat of polar bears, Arctic. What will happen? What do you think? What will happen? They will not survive. They will die. Why? Because all living things are linked to their habitats. Repeat after me. All living things are linked to their habitats. One more time. All living things are linked to their habitats. They must have the right structures. Repeat after me. They must have the right structures and features to fit the life in their habitat. One more time. All living things are linked to their habitats. They must have the right structures and features to fit the life in their habitat. Okay, so how polar bear fits in his habitat? Answer the question, how polar bear fits in his habitat. First of all, he has thick fur and fat, yeah? And it helps to stay warm in cold environment or habitat. And white color, camouflage, right? He blend in his environment to find his food, to hunt for food. Okay, what about camel? How camel fits in his habitat? His habitat, it is desert. He have long eyelashes to protect his eyes from sand. And also he has hams on back to store food and water, right? Nutrients and water. Okay, so today I will show you more examples. Okay, the relationship of living space. Repeat after me. The relationship of living space. Relationship of living space. A forest is a habitat for many kinds of plants. Repeat after me. A forest is a habitat for many kinds of plants. Or forest is a home for many different kinds of plants. For example, ironwood. Repeat after me. Ironwood. Bamboo tree. Bamboo tree. Teak wood. Teak wood. Pines wood. Pines wood. And for many kinds of animals. In forests, we can find many kinds of animals. For example, elephant. Repeat after me. Elephants, tigers, tigers, bears, bears, deers, deer, right? Deer, tiger, elephant. Also, a tree is also a habitat for some animals. Some animals lives on tree. Their home is tree. Repeat after me. A tree is also a habitat for some animals. For example, gibbon, bird, ants, bees, and for some plants. For example, wild orchids, yeah, wild orchids. Repeat after me, wild orchids. Parasitic plants, parasitic plants. Okay, number 2, the relationship of food sources. We have relationship of food sources. Look at the picture. It is egret, and egret feeding on a fish. Look at this. Egret eats fish, right? What about tiger? Look, this is a tiger. Tiger eat other living things, yeah? Tiger eats a deer, right? Repeat after me. A tiger feeding on a deer. A tiger feeding on a deer, all right? And an egret feeding on a fish. An egret feeding on a fish. All right, so the relationship of food sources. The living things in every community link to each other by how they feed. Repeat after me. The living things in every community link to each other by how they feed. Sources of food can be found in nature. Repeat after me. Sources of food can be found in nature. For example, fishes. Fishes are sources of food for egrets. Fishes are sources of food for egrets, right? Egrets eat fish. Grass is a source of food for cattle. Grass is a source of food for cattle. Deer are sources of food for tigers and lions. Repeat after me. Deer are sources of food for tigers and lions. All right. Mice are source of food for grasshoppers and birds. Mice are sources of food for grasshoppers and birds. And worms and earthworms are sources of food for birds. Repeat after me. And worms and earthworms are sources of food for birds. All right? Birds eat worms and earthworms. Okay, the relationship of shelter. Relationship of shelter. Look at this clownfish. This is a clownfish. Clownfish hiding in anemone, right? Hiding in anemone. Some animals use their habitat as they hide in space, like clownfish. Repeat after me. Some animals use their habitat as their hiding space. Some animals use their habitat as their hiding space. For example, clownfish hide in anemone. Look at this clownfish, how it hiding in anemone. Mudskippers and other water animals hide in the mangrove forest. Repeat after me. Mudskippers and other water animals hide in the mangrove forest. And other wild animals hide in a jungle. And other wild animals hide in a jungle. All right, number 4, the relationship of breeding and nursery size. Repeat after me. The relationship of breeding and nursery size. Okay, all living things must breed. Repeat after me. All living things must breed or reproduce. Breed, reproduce is the same word. Or make babies, right? Make babies to keep their species going. to survive, right? To keep their species going. Repeat after me one more time. All living things must breed, reproduce to keep their species going. All right, this is the law of a nature. This is the law of nature. Animals use their environment to look after and nurse their young until they grow big. Repeat after me. Animals use their environment to look after and nurse their young until they grow big. For example, birds nurse their young in their nests. For example, birds nurse their young in their nests, built on tree branches. Look at this. This is a tree branches, and bird nurse the young in the nest. Yeah, it's mother bird, and mother bird nurse or take care babies in her house or nest, right? A bird building a nest on a tree, right? And inside that nest, the bird take care of the young. All right, this is it for today. With theory, we finished reading. Good job so far. It's time to practice. Take out your work textbook, please. Take out your work textbook, please. Prepare your pen or pencil. What do you use for writing? It's up to you. And open page 27. Open page 27. Work textbook, page 27. Find this exercise. What kind of relationships are there in the picture? What kind of relationship are there in the pictures? Okay, let's discover it. Yeah, let's learn what kind of relationship are the picture. Look at the first picture. Who is it? Who is it? We have living things and non-living things. What is non-living things here? The sand, right? And what about living things? It is a turtle. A turtle. Repeat after me. A turtle living on where? What is this? Sand. Living on sand is a link between, what is it? Is a link between two living things or living thing and non-living things. Turtle is a living thing or non-living thing? Turtle is a living thing. Sand is a living thing or non-living thing? Sand is a non-living thing. So we take this link between a living thing and a non-living thing. All right? This is it. Okay, so pause the video, write down everything. Turtle, sand, and tick a living thing and non-living thing. All right, number 2, number 3, it's all, yeah, and egret eat fish, yeah, egret eat fish, and all hide in a tree, right? So please write down everything by yourself, okay? Is an owl living in a tree is a link between what? Two living things or living thing and non-living thing. And egret eating what? Eating fish is a link between two living thing or a living thing and non-living thing. Ticket. This is it for today. So fill up this exercise, and when you finish, make a photo and upload it to your line group. Okay, this is it for today. Thank you for your attention. I hope you understand everything. It is easy for you, and have a nice day. Thank you. Bye-bye.